Hey there, everybody. Yeshua loves you, and so do I. Now, this is a very exciting message today because I'm going to tell you how you can see the Father, because you can see Him now. You don't have to die to see Him. And He has come to me. He has given me the key and the pathway, the way that I've gained this knowledge that the Pharisees had, that Yeshua was telling them, leave me, you brood of vipers, Go away, you brood of vipers. You had the key and you didn't give it to the church. I've been given that key, you guys. And the Father has come to me, the great I am, the 3-in-1, His transformational light. He came to me when I would think that the Father was this transformational light. He came to me as 3-in-1. He came to me in the Spirit, but He came to me looking like Yeshua as a man. And then He came to me also as a transformational light, like His light transformed everything around Him. And it was this golden, beautiful, beautiful, like pure light that's like nothing that you've ever seen here. And it was the Father. It was the great I am, the 3-in-1. And I want you to know that it is so amazing. He speaks to you from your heart. He'll whisper into your heart. And I didn't realize this before, but when He said, I know, because I said I wanted to hear Him. I wanted to hear Him. And He said to me, I know. But instead of hearing Him through my ears, which is what I thought I was going to hear Him, He said that into my heart in a whisper. You guys, He can come to us. He comes to us and He is with us already. He lives inside of us. Our body is the temple, which is why it needs to be cleaned. No negative thoughts come from the Father. Start aligning with Him and you will have His peace. You will have His joy. The Bible helps you along on your journey. It helps you. It gives you the knowledge so that you can know the Spirit of the Father. You can know the Holy Spirit and what comes from the Holy Spirit versus what comes from the negative, the demons, the negative thoughts. Okay? Like the wrath, envy, all of those things, they come from negative, from the demons. They come from negative thoughts. And that's not from the Father. Now, this was a long journey for me to get to see Him. And I saw Him in the Spirit. He came to me in my mind's eye. Like it says in the Bible, if your eye be single, your body be full of light. And if it is not, if it's dark, how great is that darkness? That's your imagination. You create a happy place inside of your mind. And that's where you go to meet your higher self. Your higher self that lives with the Father all the time, that hangs out with the Father all the time. And once you realize, in this guided meditation that I had, I got to meet my higher self. Once I met my higher self and I started living in the Spirit, I realized at a certain point, after going into my happy place a lot of the time, I realized that I am my higher self. I am my spirit. That spirit that came to me is me. So I am the Spirit. I am that I am, you guys. The Father lives within us. He is the Holy Spirit. He is with us always. That Holy Spirit, that higher self is the Father. The imagination is where you create the space. And He'll come to you. I wasn't expecting even to see Him. I went into this place and I merged with my higher self. I didn't see her again because I realized that I am her. I am that higher spirit. And then once I realized that, I would go still into this place, this happy place I created in my mind. It can be the ocean. It can be your couch. It can be somewhere that is so nice and comfortable and you're at peace in. That is the place in your mind, right? You make that place within your mind. Now, the reason in the Bible it says that how great is that darkness if your eye's not single, because your imagination is that light. And if it's dark, it's been calcified. That's why it's important to watch what you eat and be careful not to have all these sugars, these things that help calcify your brain. Medicine also does that. That's why God gave us the word. It also says in there that fruit is for eating and herbs are for healing. You can use the herbs. The herbs are there to help us. Chemicals, the doctors, it's all temporary stuff. It's temporary solutions so that you come back for more. They want your money. There are those that genuinely want to help, but they don't realize they're being used to push the big pharma. They're there to push the chemicals to help you in the wrong way. The Father gave us the word to help us, to teach us. He gave us the cookbook, and when he talked about not to eat like bats and like other things like pig, unclean things, that's kind of like the cookbook. He's given us the way to keep our bodies clean. He gave us what we can eat too, what's good for us. Okay? It's because of those parasites that are in those things that aren't helping our body. It's giving our minds more not good things to listen to. Okay? So when you need to go within and start confronting these things that you got to shine the light on what's inside of you, so that you start working on those things and you get them out and start rebuking them, because you don't have to align with them. Okay? You start aligning with the Holy Spirit. Get to know the Holy Spirit. Go in the Word. It's a great place for that. You start learning all of these amazing things, and then you start learning what the Father likes. And you start wanting to do that because the Father likes it. You start walking in His way, and you don't put yourself underneath the law, because you put yourself underneath the Father. When you start following the Father, the laws kind of naturally happen. That's why you can't do the laws without the Father. It's like impossible. Now, cleaning up the body and learning that your body is the temple, and the throne up here, who you allow on the throne gets to speak. In your heart, your emotion, when you connect with the Holy Spirit, it's an amazing thing. You are at peace. You are at such peace that you are okay to just sit in quiet. And you don't have to be anxiety, worry, all these things. That can come from the Father. And once you start realizing that, you can rebuke it. You can be like, no, I don't align with that. And the thoughts, nope, I don't agree with that either. It's an amazing thing. Now, I wanted you to know these things because the Father does come to us. He came down into my happy place. I wasn't expecting Him. And when I would talk to my friends about what I wanted when I died and met the Father, I wanted a big hug, and He gave that to me. You guys, He knows us. I knelt down and I was like, that's my King. So I went and I knelt down and I looked up at Him, and He opened up His arms and He was ready to embrace me. And I ran to Him and I hugged Him, and I knew I didn't need to say anything, but He says to me, well, He didn't say anything to me in that manner before I asked Him. I said, I want to hear from you. And He was like, I know. But He said, I know in my heart, like not in my ears. So you got to start cleaning house, because He lives within us. And you can hear from Him now. People are praying to something so far outside of them, but He literally has told us that He gave us His Spirit to help us, to guide us, and He delivered us. Now we got to take that call that we've been given, those dreams, those end times dreams. They've helped us in our journey. He's given us this information. He's given us this invitation. It's the wake-up call. It's the remembrance call. It's the call to go within yourself, because the Holy Spirit, the Father, is the gate. He is the gate. He is literally the gate. And we have to go inside ourselves to get to Him, to get to know Him, to be in His presence all the time. He isn't actually, it's a literal place inside of us. And it is a long, hard journey to get there, but He has said that it is hard, that it's difficult, but it is worth it. It is worth it in the end. We have to get rid of like the fleshly desires. Start rebuking those things, you guys. This world will fade away along with the flesh. From our bodies, we're dirt first. We're nature. Our bodies will be returned to the dust. But it's our spirits that live on. So we got to start working on our spirits, you guys, and start living in the spirit. Start neglecting the flesh, you guys. The fleshly desires. Don't work with it anymore, you know? There are things that we have put our heart on, and we got to remember that where we put our treasures, there so also will our heart be. Now, if your treasure is the Father, then you're going to start showing that with the fruits, you know? You're the tree, your fruits will show the good fruits. The fruits of the Holy Spirit, the love, the kindness, the peace, the joy, the self-control, the tempest, you know, because it'll be hard. It'll be a hard lessons and hard trials, you know. It's your testimony. Going over these things, the fleshly things. It's your testimony that it can be done through the Father. And He loves us more than our sin. Sin means to be off the mark. Imagine it as an arrow. God is the mark. When you miss the mark, that's the sin. But He loves you more than that. And He's ready for you to come back to Him. This world will fade, you guys. And right now it's a sense of urgency to get back in the Word and just meditate even on the small one verse a day. The Bible helps you more than any therapist. It is a medical study that they have done that changed something in the brain. It makes them more happy. When you read the Word, it does more than medicine, and it does more than therapists could possibly do for you. You vibrate on a higher frequency. You literally are happier afterwards. It's like an actual thing. And it works because He's there with us and He's teaching you. He's teaching you who He is. And He helps us on our journey through the Word. But we have to rely on Him too. Because remember, the Pharisees were so upset with Yeshua because He was kind of going against what the Word was saying. Because He was the Word. He is the Word. But He can do so much more. He's not limited to just the Word. So we have to connect with Him. We have to listen to Him. And we have to align with Him. We don't put ourselves under the law because He is the law. So we go put ourselves underneath the King above all kings. You know, the Lord of all lords. Yeshua, Yahuwah, and Ruach HaKodesh. Like the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit right there, you guys. The great I am. He comes to us. He is with us already. And it's time to start listening to Him, to clean up the temple. Just like the servant that had his house ready, always being ready for when the master would return. This is the house, you guys. He's talking about that. Now the Father comes to us. But you got to make sure that your temple is ready. Now as for these, there's something called ascension dates, right? And it comes to when you're like when you were born. There's a lot that goes into that, but you guys got to do the research. You know, you have to put forth the effort yourself. You have to get to seeking this knowledge yourself, you guys, because He knows the heart and He knows whether or not you're truly seeking. Because when you truly seek, you'll get the answers. You knock and the door will be open to you. Guys, He is inside of us. He is with me and He's with you. And it's an amazing thing when you get to see Him. Let this be a lesson, you guys, that you don't have to go to high places and you don't have to go to the priests to find Him, to speak to Him. You don't have to pray to something beyond yourself because He dwells within us. He lives in you, just like it says in the Lion King, you guys, that old Rafiki. He was like, look, Hada. And he saw his reflection and he saw his father and he says, hey, He lives in you. Never forget that even in your hardest times, And then in your hard times, that's when the enemy loves to swoop in and speak, what have you done? Not knowing that all of this was created by him, just like Uncle Scar, he was like the enemy, right? He planned all that, not knowing that it, like Simba didn't know. And he's like, run. And so we all run from our problems. We're not supposed to do that. We face it. We shine that light. We shine the light on those problems, right? Because they don't want to be known. But you don't have to align with them either. I know this is a lot, and I hope you guys, continue to follow, because there's going to be so much more. There's going to be so much more. The Father, gosh, he's amazing. He is belonging. He is peace. He is everything. He's my whole being now. He is everything to me. There is nothing here on this world that is more important to me than the Father. And that is the way to go. We're supposed to be the example. We're supposed to be the light, you guys. Let's be the light. The Father loves you, and so do I. Yeshua, the great I am. God bless.